Say I know just what you want.
I think I can condense it down to a mono track anyway.
Not in the mood for loud noises.
What do you think about that, Jesse?
I gotta get my creative juices flowing.
All right.
So I can cut open this avocado real quick.
I paused. Was I supposed to pause?
It wasn't that funny.
Music.
That goes here.
You
You don't literally have to do that.
I will do it each time.
Heineken Pabst Blue Ribbon!
You're so right.
Wow, flippers and all. Wow.
You're tearing me apart, Lisa! What you know about my boomstick?
Encima de esa fella. I hate to kill him.
Can I have another bowl, please?
I think you know the way.
But you can't be any geek off the street. Gotta be handy with the steel, if you know what I mean. Earn your keep.
Welcome to Geekisodes, where everything is topical about everything geek. I'm your host, Jacob.
Oh no way.
Jeez.
And manning everything I don't know how to do is Lawson.
You're doing a good job.
I'm sitting in the chairs surrounded by wires.
He's doing an okay job. He didn't connect the mics to the computer earlier. So
this is Apple when it first started in a garage, guys. this is.
We'll get a picture.
I think you're giving us way too much.
Someone, Bobby, take a picture of just like the nonsense that's right here.
Like,
yeah.
I'll just put it in the thing. And it'll
for
just
the
be
gram.
it'll be very sad.
I know.
Beautiful. So we're obviously not in a normal location. This is a special episode, and this is Jacob's bizarre adventure in Anime Land.
Also,
Bizarre's accurate.
we will be missing a member for a bit.
He's
no, he's here. He's just on Skype.
Yeah,
and quiet. He's in and out.
So what's the topic?
Right.
But
when he's not defending the Earth from those aliens that almost killed Will Smith.
He's in Tatooine.
Yeah. He's Independence Day resurgence right now, guys.
Right.
So
we're doing the first reactions, I think, to what we're going for. We're going through the shows. We're making Jacob, who has not watched a lot of anime previously,
right. Voluntarily, no.
Yeah, semi-voluntarily. We bribed him with pizza and other things, and so we're making him go through My Hero Academia, the first episode of each of these shows. My Hero Academia, Tokyo Ghoul. Don't talk into the beer. But My Hero Academia, Tokyo Ghoul, Yu Yu Hakusho, Psycho-Pass, Cabaneri the Iron Fortress, a mystery show from Bobby.
Yes.
And then a semi-mystery show from Lawson.
Well, you've said it once.
Yeah, but no one knows what it is.
Oh, okay.
So we're gonna go watch the anime, and we'll get right back to you.
And we are back.
From that experience.
Experience, like we went camping in the mountains.
I mean, I feel like we've grown closer.
We have.
I mean, I think we've grown to hate Lawson a little bit more, but that's not it.
Foreshadowing.
I mean, have we implied that we adore Lawson in the past? Or?
Yeah, but I mean,
during a
particular
let's
be honest,
debates?
if we're like, if we're being like, we have to give up somebody to terrorists, we're gonna give up Lawson first.
I mean,
hey,
thinking about all the times you expressed your love for me, like the Star Wars episode 8 talk and the Avengers talk.
I was about to say the very civil Infinity War discussion
you hate Thanos thing that we
had
to go through.
Let's not open up that can of worms. But
so
guys,
you had something you wanted to say.
I did. So before we start, how many times have I mentioned my disdain for anime in the past?
You've always been polite about it because you knew you were in a room of weebs.
Exactly.
But you always, it's usually like,
yeah, yeah, exactly. And that's like, because I think about, I really do. I do think about when I say I hate something, I think about the people who love it, except for with Sonic. Screw Sonic. But no, seriously, for the most part, if I hate something, I think about the people who love it, and I don't want to, like, deflate their hearts.
yeah, you're kinder
too
than me,
much.
basically.
Yeah, I know, right? No, I'm also just like, nah, screw this, I hate it. You can go deal with that. But yeah, I do think about that. So with anime, and not only that, but like, it's unfair to say like, okay, I hate this one thing and any like variation of this one thing I hate.
Saying you
know
hate
what I mean?
anime is
it's a
saying
broad
you hate
statement.
Yeah, saying you hate anime, saying you hate an art style. So it's a
Right.
little. It's like saying I don't like paintings, and
Okay.
it's like.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. And it's like, some people say like, oh, I don't like animation. I'm like, okay, I'm sure you mean you don't prefer animation and you're probably picky with it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, or there's very, like, because there are cultural.
Sure.
There are some people who look at anime as childish, so that's
Well,
a thing.
yeah, no.
After this episode.
I was going to say, I have factual evidence that would argue against the childish, quote-unquote, aspect of this medium.
We did
But
watch a lot of
blood.
a lot of
There's
murder
a lot of
anime.
brutal
I'm
murder.
trying to think, is there a single anime where someone didn't die?
I don't think there was.
Hero Aka, no one died.
No one died in Hero Aka, and
I almost said School of Life.
People
Almost. said.
died in something else, but we'll get to that. So
But
I mean, I don't.
anyways.
Can we consider Yu Yu Hakusho?
Okay, but
he dies.
I mean,
Okay, but let me, guys. I need to explain. Okay, why in the past?
Okay.
I have not entirely been a fan of anime. Okay, so basically, like every time I look, like, okay, first off, it all seem to have had like the same blueprint.
Yeah.
Like, okay, comparatively, like, okay, let's take.
You've watched a lot of shonen formulaic stuff, haven't you?
Yes, because like let's just say a show like Johnny Bravo compared to Adventure Time. Okay, those are two distinct kinds of animation.
Yeah.
And that's Western.
I understand that.
So Japanese anime, it's like, okay, no, everybody has jagged outlines, everybody has jagged hair, jagged faces, everybody smirks the same. Like, you know what I mean?
Well, the smirks will still there, but maybe
Yeah.
we dispelled some other.
But like, it's all the same, and I'm like, I mean, okay, I don't know. That's just the thing that kind of, I don't know why it frustrated me, but
I get that.
so there was that, and there's a lot of these tropes and these isms and these things that anime does, and everybody seems to gloss over it.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
Well, you take it. You take it with there is
I mean,
gonna
does that
be.
make sense?
Yeah.
Like, what
the
I'm-
thing is, there comes a point
you
where
take the good, you take the bad.
basically,
Sure, okay, yeah.
there is a point where
and I get that, like I mean, sorry, I'll
Yeah, no,
let you
go
finish,
on.
but like the.
I'm gonna let you finish, but
I want to finish. Yeah. But no, I get the point of like, okay, we're looking over these tropes because
sometimes you gotta swallow it. Sometimes they can be endearing if done intelligently, but
Right.
a lot of the times you just go, it's part of. It's just part of the deal.
it's part of the deal, part of the charm.
Question for you, and we'll get
Yes.
into the specifics, but has any of that been your perception of what anime is been changed from this experience somewhat?
Very much, drastically. But you know what you guys did?
What?
Everything you showed me, except for probably Hero Academia, was or Hero Aka. I don't know what you guys want to
It doesn't matter.
was basically everything that wasn't mainstream.
That's not true.
Nah, Hero
Really?
Academia is very mainstream.
So
Well, but no, but
he
that's
said
what I said.
everything.
Besides
okay,
that,
so
like,
Tokyo
all the
Ghoul,
other- I feel
Tokyo
like-
Ghoul was a huge hit.
Okay.
Psycho Pass is one of the most popular animes of all time.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, but like all I hear about is like Naruto.
Oh,
or
Those are the
One
big.
Piece,
You're talking
or
about like the big three.
Dragon Ball.
And,
Yeah.
yeah.
And every time I went to go look at those, I'm like,
So those are
ugh.
dead. So there's this thing, real quick, history lesson for the non-weebs.
Yeah.
There's this thing called the Big Three, and there was a time, kind of 90s to about 2010. Is that fair? I know some things kind of change. Where the thing that owned like all of anime were these really long episodic stories. They were called the Big Three. Naruto, One Piece, and Bleach.
Wow.
One Piece is still going because it never ever ends.
Okay.
But Naruto and Bleach ended.
Okay. But were those? And you're talking about like
Naruto's still going as well.
Well, okay,
the
but that's
top 3 shows that were exposed to
Yeah,
the West.
like I would say maybe Yu Yu Hakusho was one of the big three when Dragon Ball Z was.
That was a
around.
different time.
But
Yeah,
that
that
was a
was
different time before the big three thing. But I'm saying, like, I think Yu Yu Hakusho is in that kind of category.
Yeah,
but it
it's-
doesn't
okay.
go as long as.
Okay.
So, but what I was gonna say is around 2010, things shifted. The internet and streaming became as big as it is.
Right.
And
Oh wow. So it's that recent?
Really, since the new, well, they used to have shows that were more formed around TV. Shows are now more formed around streaming. That's just how it is. And so what happened is that shows with these really slow plotting plots got nixed. Even Hiroaka, which we talked about was a little bit slow comparatively,
Right.
is super streamlined compared to something like Naruto or One Piece. And that's just because people are demanding more fast-paced plots, tighter, less filler.
Right.
That kind of thing. So they now have these really short seasons where sometimes they're only 12 episodes instead of 24
But
or
that's
something
all
like
they
that.
need.
Yeah, but they work with what they have.
Right.
So that's what's changed. That's why you did notice we had 2 older ones, but a lot of the stuff we showed you was
Right.
more leaning in the modern direction.
Dragon Ball Z 5 minutes and Dragon Ball Z
Like 6 episodes.
Wow.
6 episodes.
Yeah.
And nowadays, like even fight scenes, the fight scene in Dragon Ball Z between Goku and Frieza is like 20 episodes or something like that.
Wow.
And now they're not doing that. Like
Yeah.
episodes, 2 or 3 episodes for a fight. If it's
And that's like an
worth
end of arc fight.
Yeah, but like now it's also like, you know, a normal fight's not going to go 3-4 episodes in a show. It will go for like half the episode or the full episode, depending on what's happening.
They've really been forced to trim the fat, which we've lost some things because there are some great shows that really have a slow build up, and those are hard to do now. So we've lost that, but I think we've gained more than we lost in that we have a lot of really snappy, tight paced shows, and I'm a fan.
Even Dragon Ball Super's fight scenes have now like
Yeah.
they don't go as long. They're either an episode or 3 long versus again Frieza versus Goku, which is again like 20 episodes long.
Okay. So I guess we'll get into the shows we watched.
Yeah, in the order we watched them.
In the order we watched them.
And who picked them as well.
Yes. My Hero Aka.
Yeah, My Hero Academia, Boku no Hero Academia, or Hero Aka.
Lawson. Yeah. All right. Kabanari of the Iron Fortress. That was
Jesse's.
But I think we all love it here.
Yeah. Let me know, Jesse, when you need to respond.
Yeah, Jesse, what did you think about all that?
Jesse.
All right.
Right. Okay. So
Really?
Hey,
Okay.
Lawson, calm down. Okay.
He just turned off his brain.
Lawson. I turn my brain off.
No, gosh.
Yu Yu Hakusho. Hakusho.
And who picked that?
I picked that, Bobby.
School life.
That was mine.
Who picked it, Lawson?
Oh,
Tell me who
I
picked it.
picked it.
Tell me who picked it.
It was glorious.
Lawson is a sadist, so
Yeah. Tokyo Ghoul. That was Jesse.
Yeah.
Remember, that was Jesse.
Why'd you pick that, Jesse? Oh, okay.
Interesting. Wow.
stupid.
Outlaw Star.
That was me. That was a surprise because my original
was-
pick had to be changed.
Yeah,
because I guessed
everybody
exactly
was
what
not-
it was.
Nobody wanted to
of
watch
his
Food
original
Wars.
pick.
Yeah, somehow
I'm the only one who gets, but I had to sit through School Life, so you know, which is Food Wars is way not as bad as School Life. Okay, I'm just saying.
Wow. I don't even want to find out if that's true or not. But
You'll watch it and be like, you're right. It's not as bad as.
and last but not least, Psychopaths.
Yeah.
Lawson was
Yeah.
the chooser.
Heck yeah.
Heck yeah. All right, so let's just dive right into it.
Yeah,
I also have listed in order of my most favorite to least favorite.
Oh, wait, are you going to do that now or are we going to do that at the end?
What would you prefer?
Do it at the end.
At the
Do it
end.
at the end? Okay.
Because I think I want to talk each
Yeah.
show, and before we do that, I want to hear if you would, we'll
Continue.
never watch it again,
Okay.
we'll definitely continue, or could
okay.
see myself.
Yeah, like a little what's the verdict at the
Yeah,
end?
let's
Okay.
but first, Hiroaka.
Yes.
Opportunity. A chance to shine. To show what you're really made of.
See that, Mom? There's always a smile on his face, no matter how bad things get.
Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention that this is the story of
how I became the world's greatest hero.
Hero Aka. My notes on it. Okay, well, from the get-go, I said because you chose that because you thought.
No, I didn't choose that.
No, you chose that.
You chose that one.
I did. When did I?
You specifically when we decided to do this, you talked about how you're interested in watching it. And
Yeah, since it was
you said
very
if there's
talked
anything I was going to give a chance, I hear about it a lot. I want to give it a shot because it's got superheroes.
That's true.
is what you said.
That's true. Okay. It was very straightforward. Because like again, that's a big complaint I forgot to mention. A lot of anime universes, I even had a friend say this, like, okay, you're just there.
Yeah.
Like, this is their world, these are the characters, just go with it.
Yeah.
And I'm not always used to that.
Yeah.
Like, I'm used to
Well,
more...
that's another anime I wanted to do, but Lawson said if I chose it, I can only use one, so...
Okay, no, that was because it's an hour long.
Re:Zero, it's like maybe 40 minutes. Re:Zero is like a guy who's in a regular world and then gets stuck into a world.
Yeah, there's a genre of dude from Earth ends up in other usually fantasy world, shenanigans ensue. It's called Isekai.
Okay.
I actually do like that show. It's just the first episode is 40 minutes, and
Gotcha.
we're
we
pushed
didn't
for
have,
time. Yeah,
we did not have time. Okay, yeah, it was very straightforward. Let's see. Okay, what I remember about it was basically like I liked the premise and I liked the way they set up the superheroes, and it's like, okay, this is a universe where these people are rock stars. The superheroes are rock stars. They're
the celebrities,
celebrities, and the people love them.
Such as Mount Woman.
Because it's Mount Woman gave me wow.
So did you get? I want to ask you. This is gonna say like, did you get it? Like, no, it's not. But like, did you get that All Might was the Superman analogy? Yeah.
Well, he looked like such an American too.
That's
just this buff, jacked
his
up.
outfit is red, white, and blue.
He's Hulk Hogan
exactly.
without the mustache.
Exactly. He's like that's very Western. So, dude, that's the thing. A lot of I also mentioned it's very American storytelling. Do the Japanese are they starting to use a lot more of our storytelling these days?
So
like you see what I'm saying?
It
like,
depends. America's become a bigger anime market, and so rather than telling American stories, they are telling stories that appeal to a broad Western audience.
Yeah, because like you said, that character, what's his name?
All Might.
All Might. All Might is a very he's a satire on American.
The dude that made it wanted to. It was part satire, but it's also part. He said, "I'm a huge American comic fan, and I wanted to homage my own."
You know, that shows. That really shows because that's very like all the superheroes were very but kind of.
They also get like Marvel superheroes movies there also.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
they get our movies and everything. Like, who was it? One of I think it's what's his name? The guy who made Metal Gear.
Hideo Kojima.
Yeah, he's like a huge Mad Max
fan.
Oh
yeah,
wow.
He wanted to be a film buff, but that's a whole other story. Well, he is a film buff. He wanted to be a filmmaker.
Yeah, and I like
I
like the main character. I like his objective. You know, I like that. It's like, okay, I have a love and passion for these people, and I don't care if I don't have a quirk. I want to be these people.
So my big problem with what we watch, which is not the show's fault, but my big problem with it is the hook of the show happens at the beginning of the second episode.
Okay.
Yeah. We have to establish we only watch one episode of each of these. So like,
do we want to tell what happens?
Most people, no.
Hey, something happened.
Sorry. We want to establish.
Yeah, you're still there. It's still recording. We just can't hear.
Am I still here?
Okay. We want to establish that like most of these shows only really lasts up until like a certain point. Like it doesn't pick up until like episode 3.
Right. You said
it's all set up in the beginning.
3 episode rule.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I don't want to ruin it for you. So if you if when we get to the end, I'll let you know. If we get to the end and we're like
okay.
So
I have no idea what's happening. I hope we're still recording. It looks like it's still going. Lines are going.
Okay.
It looks great.
Technical difference.
So do you want me to? Do you want more to pull you in, or do you?
I would.
Like what do you go on? What you're asking?
Well, I'm just saying because like the hook, we can tell you, or if you're interested,
just go ahead and tell me. I'm probably not going to continue to watch it.
Okay, then I will. Let me tell you.
It's a good show. I liked it, but I'm probably not going to have the time to watch it. Or
he pretty much finds out that All Might's powers is transferable. and he gets his power.
Okay, it's cooler than that though. So
that is
All Might,
cool.
do you remember in the episode he had some blood and he's like, I can't keep doing this. Okay,
yeah.
he's been gravely injured. He can only actually be like a superhero 3 hours a day, and it's getting shorter each
Really?
day. And if he doesn't transfer the power, it's gonna die. And so he's
Oh,
got to
wow.
transfer it to someone. And he
That's
ends up
amazing.
transferring, and he becomes his mentor. And that's kind of the setup for the show, is because he gets all the power, but he can't.
You see, that's very creative.
We also have to hurt
like
your
that.
feelings for this, because the way he gets his powers is he has to eat All Might's hair.
Okay.
So there's the Japanese bag.
There's the there it is. Found it.
He's got to give him some of that hair pie.
Right.
So in the whole, that's why I said like we didn't really get to the. So the thrust of the show is he gets this like Superman level powers.
Right.
But every time he tries to use it, his body's so weak he breaks his arms and legs every time he does anything.
Oh.
So he like puts all the Superman powers into like his finger and like flicks it and he'll knock down a building. But
Yeah,
then his
he has
hands,
the.
like, torn up.
It's a really cool way of like making a
Overpowered character that's
Superman, but
weakness.
making
Right.
showing him how he has to get to that point where he can be the Superman.
So I get why you wouldn't, because it is one of the longer ones. We're 3 seasons in. I think it's 50 episodes total and still going, and the manga is even further. I can get that. But I love the show. I'm up to date in it. Anyone that's got the time, I highly recommend it. I think it's one of the
Right.
best typical shonens.
Okay. Awesome.
Yeah. Jesse, what do you think, though?
Midoriya is my boo, and I love hymns.
Wrong again.
But who asked you?
Bananas? Okay. So
We think we're funny.
Let's get to the next one. Okay, this is actually I'm gonna go ahead and say it's my favorite
Oh.
of all that we watched. Kabanari of the Iron Fortress.
Heck yeah.
I swore an oath on this hand that I wouldn't run anymore. That I wouldn't sacrifice someone else's life, even if it was the only way to save my own. Never again! My enemy is the Kabane. My life exists to defeat the Kabane!
And what's even better, we watched this subbed, so like...
We did. It was very authentic. So great animation, cool steampunk. Again, it had a straightforward premise. Even though it didn't define like, oh, is this feudalism Japan or is it steampunk or is it a hybrid of both worlds? I didn't even care at that point. I'm like, you know what?
They established what you needed to know.
Exactly. Here we are.
I think
Let's
for
do
you
it.
that what really worked is like, one, it was that first episode helped out everything, and then also the hype at the end.
Oh, can we just?
Yes.
Can we just? The writing was on point. The animation was beautiful. The story was so cool. Better than The Walking Dead.
I think so.
Am I gonna
but-
say? I mean, yeah.
That's not
I
really
don't
hard
blame
to
you.
do anymore.
Like, I don't care who I upset. I mean,
Yeah.
the Walking Dead's kind of drug on and lost its
The
flavor.
Walking Dead
so.
hasn't been good since
So-
season 1.
I've told you this, but I actually agree with that, which is crazy. But
Right.
Yeah, no.
so the thing is, this is very self-contained. It's 12 episodes right now. They're planning a second and a third season, which will also be, I think, about 12 episodes.
Right.
Fair warning, and if you're gonna, it sounds like if this is your favorite, if you're gonna
Yes,
continue any,
I'm
this will
going
be the
to.
one.
I want to.
Fair warning, you can't see me, but it starts out super high, dips a little bit, comes back to high in my opinion,
Gotcha.
but don't drop it midway because the great stuff's at the end. There's a couple episodes.
There's like one episode of filler.
It's
I
not-
saw.
it's
like it was their calm before the storm episode.
yes, yeah.
Right.
Like that was
I'd
like
argue
the
there's
only
two.
one.
I'd argue there's two, but yeah.
Okay. So, but yeah, what I loved was also the main character.
Yeah.
He's amazing. I loved him because he was very he was like a nerdy scientist, but he was tough as nails.
Oh my gosh,
with his
dude! With
demeanor.
when he's
Oh, hold on.
Yeah.
So yeah, but in the beginning, yeah, I think she was she a princess?
well, which one?
one?
There's like a
Okay.
there's like a
The
daughter.
older girl.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she's like a
princess.
She's like a princess.
Okay,
basically.
so yeah, she came in and she's like, "Oh, I admire you," and he's like, "Yeah, whatever. I just want to survive." Like he did not care.
I
He's-
just don't want to run away anymore.
yeah. That's what he said, and
Yeah.
I
Like,
love that
what
line.
are you going to point this thing at?
And that's such a good point. It's like, no, I literally want to solve this problem. I'm sick of the BS. So I love that. I love a character with that motivation. So, Okay. I love a character with that motivation. I found that very fascinating. So, yeah, the writing was great. Okay, so the scene at the end.
Oh my gosh.
The music was perfect. The pacing was perfect.
So explain what scene it is. What happened to lead up to this?
So, in the premise of basically zombies on crack, okay?
They got metal skin.
Metal skin, they will eat you alive or bite you. And if you get bitten, you're done. You're toast.
Yeah.
It goes into your bloodstream, and you immediately become one of them.
It's like minutes.
Yes,
it's not like.
And if you die around your friends will go ahead and kill you.
Yeah. Or tell you to kill yourself.
Or with steam guns.
Yeah.
So yeah, basically, and this guy has been trying to invent a steam gun that legitimately kills these things, because before these creatures could only be like subdued, but
they basically got knocked back. It didn't really,
but not legitimately killed by their own puny steam guns. And he's been working on it. And finally, during this moment of action, this train got taken over by the zombies. I guess, and it plowed into their fortress.
The Iron Fortress.
The Iron Fortress. And and everyone's like, oh shit, and they're all running around, and everybody's getting eaten. It's horrible. It's a catastrophe. And the main character,
he runs back to his base to get his super gun,
which he's been working on. And the zombies waiting for him outside of his door, and he's waiting for it, right? He's like, come on, I want you to do it. And it falls down through the roof, and it's on him. He's like, and the music's happening, and meanwhile, this other girl, we've established this other girl character, she's about to face a zombie, and it looks like it's intense music, and it's so hype, and it gets so emotional, and it's like this guy, he knows he's about to face, but he's like, you know what? Bring it on. You're like, yeah, do it. And he fights the thing off, kills the thing with his gun. He succeeds. He's like, yes, it worked. And he looks at his arm. He's like, oh shit.
He got bit. Yeah.
He got bit. He's like, how about screw that?
Yeah.
And legit. And the music gets even more hype because he's like, no. And he gets all kinds of belts, shoots a bunch of nails into his chest, and
trying to. Okay, so one.
David Carradine himself.
Yeah.
So one comment about that is what I love. This is the only time I've ever seen a legitimate reason for a steampunk character to look like a steampunk character.
So true.
Because he's got all this metal stuff tied around him that looks like a Final Fantasy design.
He basically,
But it has a legitimate reason, was that he was trying to stop the infection from going up to his brain.
Exactly, and he succeeded.
Because he keeps that dumb outfit the rest of the show because it's nailed into him.
Yes. Oh, that's perfect. That is perfect. And thus preventing himself from becoming a zombie, and it was amazing.
Oh, it's so much better.
So
okay, because I'll tell you, you'll watch the show. There are effects from what happened.
Okay,
it's not. He didn't just not become a zombie. He did there's consequences, and that's the premise of the whole show, and it just gets awesome.
It also goes farther into the. There's xenophobia and there's their paranoia of the Cabanaries.
Right, because that was very prevalent.
Well, he doesn't even know what a Cabanari is yet. Because they haven't explained that.
Well, I assume it's the zombies.
There's zombies.
No, Cabanae are
yeah, Cabanae.
Also, I don't know if it's xenophobia when they're literal zombies.
Well, not of them, but of
the people. They're scared of everybody.
Yeah, anyone that's even accused of being bit is just shot.
So it's like the Salem Witch trials, basically.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I mean, you watch them kill a guy for no reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That was insane. I'm like, what the? Yeah.
I liked Cabaneri of the Iron Fortress.
I'm a big fan.
I loved it the most.
People didn't
like shows.
People did complain about the end, but I'm like,
I like the ending. I get that it's dumb, but an amazing kind of dumb.
Okay.
I think it's like you ever watch a superhero movie and you watch the end and the fight's amazing. You're like, that's really stupid, but so amazing.
Stupid in the sense of
I would
which movies?
I don't know because I would have put that ending as
superhero
Black Panther, or it's
nah. See, to me it's more like Civil War. But the big, imagine putting the big middle fight of Civil War that doesn't make a lot of sense if you think about it too hard, but looks really cool.
Yeah,
that's the ending of Cabaneri, in my opinion. Where there's a big fight, and if you
because I'm thinking most superhero movies just have a triumphant kind of ending.
No, it's a triumphant ending, but the way you get there is kind of he just is willpower over ridiculous amounts.
Oh, okay.
It's so high. It's like the scene where he's tying the belts on. Where if you think about it too hard, maybe you could be with the science doesn't that. But it's so cool you don't care.
Yeah, exactly.
That's how it ends.
Gotcha.
In my opinion.
Okay. But yeah. All in all, I loved it. I absolutely loved it, and I want to continue to.
I'm glad. So that's one.
Check it out.
Fantastic.
And how many? It just has one season so far.
One season,
but 2 and 3 are on the way.
This show is the dopest show almost ever. I say almost ever because I'm not sure what to put in front of it. But it's good.
Awesome. Yu Yu Hakusho?
Hakusho.
Hakusho.
Like Haka show.
Haka. Okay.
On the road of life, second chances are rare.
Watch out, kid!
But for Yusuke Urameshina, fate has intervened.
This is weird.
You have all that's required to be detective of the spirit world.
That's a fancy title.
Between the world of the living and the realm of the dead, he is both champion and protector. Yu Yu Hakusho.
I love the jazzy theme song. Can we just... this was an older one, right? This was like an 80s?
Like 96 also? 94?
Oh, really? Okay.
It was out around Dragon Ball Z time, but a little bit,
it
towards the
had
end.
it had a lot of anime-isms, but it did work for the story, I think. I actually was able to tolerate them and look past them and be like, okay, this actually works for the better of the story.
Yeah.
And it was older, so
heartfelt.
Yeah.
I would say it's probably the most heartfelt show we watched.
It really is because
School Live.
We'll get to that. We will get to that, Lawson.
We'll probably talk about that for an hour.
Yeah, but you had the main character and he got hit by a car because he saved a little boy, right?
Yeah.
He saved a little boy from getting hit by a car.
He thought that nobody really cared about him.
So he thought, yeah. So he did the right thing because in the beginning we established he's kind of a douche, he's like
he's the
he's a
boy
rebel
with the heart of gold.
Exactly. And he dies, and I guess this woman who's supposedly like the goddess of death.
Yeah, well, she's the Grim Reaper.
Yeah. Gotcha. Okay, so she's the Grim Reaper, and she's like, well, I mean, luckily, since this wasn't expected, you have a chance to save yourself. And yeah, it's like and she has him go to see his own funeral wake. And yeah, so he basically sees what they really think of him, what the people in his life surrounding him.
And more people than he thought cared about him.
Yeah,
even
which
people
I found,
who he beats up in the beginning of
and
the episode.
It's like,
don't you leave?
Who am I gonna fight now? Yeah. But what I found
that was that part where I was talking about earlier. It was like it got me in the feels when I watched it last time. I was like, oh,
dude,
don't you crap about me.
What I loved the most was what the way they established the innocent perspective of the little boy going oh wow, they're all crying. Whoa. Pulled the cord there. Oh no, they're all crying about him. They must have really liked him.
And they're like, maybe they want to play with him too. He doesn't get that he's
dead. Yeah. Oh,
I like that little boy, very obviously voiced by a middle-aged woman, not even trying to pretend.
As most are.
Not even trying. I loved it.
Luffy's voiced by a middle-aged.
Oh yeah.
I was I enjoyed this show. To help you out, eventually he comes back to life.
Okay.
And he becomes what they call a spirit detective.
Interesting.
He goes around fighting demons and stuff and making sure they don't mess with the real world.
Love it.
Yeah. All right. So on the maybe continue, definitely won't.
We're doing that later.
Well,
no. I thought we were doing it after each episode because he's already said for the.
I thought we were doing it.
No, we've done 2 so far.
Okay. Yeah, we did.
He's gonna rank them at the end.
So Yu Yu Hakusho.
Is that?
I would probably not because and if I'm saying, don't think it's because I don't like it.
No, it's just
not. It's just I wouldn't invest my time into
it. It's a lot of work.
The other problem is that's one of the longer ones that was before.
Right.
Yeah. I think it's 90-something episodes.
Okay. Wow. Gotcha. But yeah, no, it's it was good. I did like it for what it was.
Yeah.
But no, I probably would not invest my time into it.
I understand that because for me, I'm and we'll get to. Maybe I'm spoiling myself later, but I'm Outlaw Stars. I'm heck yeah. But Yu Yu Hakusho, I'm that was fun. I don't know if I'm gonna keep going though. So.
That's fine.
I went to the beach. I had fun.
So Yu Yu Hakusho is one of these shows that Jacob has to like. Otherwise, I don't know. I don't have faith in this world anymore.
Spoilers, he didn't.
It's fine. So, let's talk about the next one.
Oh, please. Can I just give a little?
Can you? Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So I say I literally on the list Moe crap.
You're so sadistic.
And so I put School Live, and for those, by the way, just saying, Real quick, if you haven't watched School Live, I actually do recommend it. I know these guys have mixed feelings, but
I disagree with him. Do not watch this show. It is tonally deaf.
If you're gonna enjoy it, go in blind. Is all I'm gonna say. If you enjoy mysteries, keep an eye on the background. Watch it. Stay till the end. Okay, that out of the way. So the premise of the show is it's about 19 minutes.
It's about a bunch of whimsical Japanese schoolgirls.
Don't forget about the blushing and
okay, yeah,
everyone
they blushed and cooed around each other, and it was really uncomfortable. And I feel like some very pervy 40 or 5-year-old men wrote the show, and I felt so horrible. It's so pervy. A bunch of Jared Fogels just like
again
wrote this show.
Dude, this show is less pervy than Food Wars.
Okay.
So it's intentionally geared towards an audience that I am not usually comfortable with. It's a very moe blob
young pedophile.
No, but it's very moe blob until the last minute.
Let me just paint this picture for you. So, the premise of the episode is very, again, whimsical schoolgirl, like, oh, well, looks like we got through that. Just another day. And the main character, pink hair, she's, they're all young. She's very young, innocent, quirky, like, leaves the room.
They're supposed to be in high school, but they're drawn like...
Really? They look 12.
They're supposed to be...
They look like your little sister.
Look fine.
Yeah.
But, so anyways, she turns around. She leaves the room, turns around to her friend and says, I love you guys, And the whole premise of the episode was chasing around...
A dog
that got loose. And, maybe she said this one thing that kind of offended her. Oh, how could you say that? Just a bunch of that. And at the
last minute.
At the last stupid minute.
Oh, it's amazing. It's not stupid. This is amazing.
Progressively, the room that the girl is standing in the main character is standing in at the very end of the episode.
Like the lighting changes.
Everything looks disheveled.
Yeah, the background.
Dirty. Broken, and it looks like a mass murder happened.
Yeah, by the end of these slight room. Things, they pull back and there's like blood everywhere.
And you're just like, wait, what's going on?
Oh, and the person she's talking to, because she's talking to a friend, quote unquote.
She's talking to a friend. Yeah. Okay. So supposedly at the end of the episode, she goes to a classroom full of other fellow girls, and a teacher.
Hello, fellow girls.
Hello, fellow youth. Yeah. Other girls, and she is she's talking to them, and all of a sudden, the girls disappear, and like I said, the room becomes dirty and filthy with blood and rubble, and the windows are broken.
Yeah.
And her friend is staring at her.
The one that actually exists.
Yes, the one that actually exists is staring at her in a very
confused, concerned
way. And finally, it pulls back, and it's revealed that the entire school...
That she murdered them all.
No.
That was what we were thinking.
Me and Bobby are like...
She murdered everybody?
Huh?
What just happened?
Huh?
Yeah,
what?
You guys... I wish I could have recorded you guys.
Yeah, dude. And Lawson over here is just laughing maniacally.
That was my favorite part of the night.
And I'm sure.
But pulls out to reveal
that they are in the middle of an apocalypse.
A
zombie apocalypse, and the zombies are very similar to what you saw in Iron Fortress.
Well, they're just normal. They're Romero zombies. Yeah, they're slow, groaning.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't catch that.
Yeah, but it's amazing because the entire happy, fluffy day
just
was
disappeared.
Constructed in her head.
It was constructed in her head because she's delusional. Yeah. And all the other girls, the real girls, her real group of friends, are just playing along with it because they feel sorry for her.
Yeah. It's so great.
Oh my gosh.
It's so great.
Here's the thing. I do applaud it because that truly did not see that coming.
My favorite thing was when you said, "Do you actually like this?" That was the Moe.
Yeah. In the very beginning, I'm like,
we have been like,
what is Lawson into?
We're like, what is this? Why are we watching
Lawson's
this?
just like,
and you said, "I like it," and you said, "It's ironic, isn't it?" And I went, "No, I unironically like the show." And you're like,
yeah.
you guys were like, "What the heck?"
Okay, so we're watching it, and the whole time we're watching it, we're just like,
oh my god!
And I've never seen it. And I watch anime, but I don't do the whole school
like Moe blog
the Moe stuff
right?
because it freaks me out.
That's what the school shows are called.
There's a reason why, because I'm
Moe
like,
blog.
I'll stick with action, but it's just like this stuff, it doesn't appeal to me. And so I'm right there with Jacob because. What the hell?
My favorite part,
and I will get it. I will. It gives extra points for that ending because you don't see it coming.
You don't.
But there were hints because I pointed them out and you went, "Oh my gosh, I didn't catch that the first time."
Yeah, I didn't.
Well, you point them out, but I just like you say that, and I'm like, oh, it's just somebody, the emo girl with the red.
No, there was a lot more than that.
Well, I was paying attention, but I was also. It's hard to like pay attention to everything and then also pay attention to words at the same time. Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, you might.
I read stupid fast.
I do it.
So.
No, because this was another subbed one. This was the only other one that was subbed.
Because the whole episode is pointless up until the ending.
I will admit that's the problem. The rest of the episodes are not that fillery. They actually have to do with the zombie apocalypse, but it is a lot of build up. But you don't even realize it's build up until it hits. Oh my gosh, it's so great. So I actually really like this show, but I can understand that was kind of my prank on y'all. So is this a continue, never continue?
No.
Absolutely not.
Because this is the first time I'm also going to put in my opinion on this.
Yeah.
For watch this? No. As an anime fan, no.
I'm shit. Taki mushrooms. Okay.
You're okay.
Oh, God. I'm sure it's fine for the rest of the series. But yeah, that was wow. Just because of the way I experienced it, I don't know.
Yeah, I had to.
But that is a good ass plot twist. Not gonna lie, that's a good.
Jesse, what did you think about the plot twist?
Is it obvious that this is a recording, like recorded after this broadcast? Is it obvious? Yeah. I didn't watch this.
That's so great.
How did you like
wow.
that? That's weird.
I knew he'd side with me.
Do you have to say it like that?
I don't know what Martin Landau has anything to do with this.
So what was the next?
The next one is Tokyo Ghoul.
Oh yeah.
This is our second horror anime.
Yes.
Other than Carbonari?
I guess so.
Psychopath
Carbonari
horror
wasn't even that scary to me. It was just intense.
Yeah, Carbonari, but I don't know.
School Life was
I don't know if it
School Life
counts,
was a horror anime.
okay.
Two different types of horror because it's horrible
but
because you're
School
forced to
Life-
watch
Again,
it.
horror is like designed to scare me. I don't know if those shows were designed to scare
School
me.
Life was like designed to like make you get to the end and
It's
be
designed
like,
to mess you up at the end.
what's happening?
It's like,
Did she murder them? Oh no, she's in a zombie apocalypse.
yeah, it's like Kaiser Soze turns his foot. You know, it's like
Okay.
usual suspects kind of
Oh my god.
moment. Okay.
Drives me crazy, especially when there's no reason for it.
I've left more of your ilk in the garbage than you could ever eat of mine in a lifetime.
Did you send me there? I just want to see her again.
Kill the person. Eat their flesh, family. Children, I shouldn't eat it. You have to help me.
So you're not a human.
I can't be a ghoul.
Well, you're not a ghoul either.
So, Tokyo Ghoul. Tokyo Ghoul, yeah, I would say that's more horror. I always have a thing with, like, because it's like, you know, a lot of vampire stories will do the same thing where it's like, okay, we're these very human creatures who are capable of thought, but we also viciously murder people and feed from them. And I've always had trouble getting past that. Like, I've read books about vampires where this guy, you know, he has family, extended family who are vampires.
Yeah.
And he chills with them. They're really cool people. We're really, really cool. But they go out at night and murder people.
Yeah.
I can't get past that sometimes. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, this character that I like, and he seems like a cool person. He just
murders people on the side.
Murder people on the side. Yeah,
Just
I
a
know,
hobby.
I know. Just a human life, you know. So that's always been hard for me to get past. But all that said, Tokyo Ghoul was actually very good.
Because it addressed what you were talking about.
It did. It was very well written, and yeah, it did have a main character who was very much in that same kind of book. He was
Spoilers, he gets turned into a
yes,
part
spoilers,
ghoul.
he gets turned into part ghoul, and he hates who he is. He does not want to be a ghoul. He
can't eat food anymore.
He was
yeah, he can only really eat flesh.
Right.
Well,
he
there's
was,
other things
he was seduced by this.
Props to the voice actress.
Yes, because you were saying, Lawson, that her voice just didn't sound fitting.
So they show this like crazy psycho murder lady at the beginning, and then he's dating this girl, and in my head I'm like, plot wise it makes sense that they're the same person, but they don't sound like the same voice at all to me. And then it was the same voice actress, and I was like, hot dog, good for her.
Right. And then she like corners him, and like it's just she becomes a ghoul, and apparently ghouls are like known in this universe.
Yeah, that was weird. There were like news reports, like a ghoul was spotted just murdering people today.
A ghoul was reported again. Yeah, so ghouls are known, and we know they're out there, and I guess they're in hiding.
Yeah.
Seems like eating people still illegal.
Yeah, they don't really like.
Yeah, they're in hiding, and they eat they murder people and eat people inside, and I mean, I don't know. And it seems like they're very aware of who they are and how they work. So.
There's like a Vampire the Masquerade like system behind that's very implied, because they're like, this is my turf. Like the council has decided you can't eat this.
It's very vampiric.
Yeah.
They don't really explain much of that.
Oh, that's depressing, because it seemed like important. But
the ghouls are very much like vampires. They work just like vampires.
Yeah. They kind of just leave it as like there's a little bit of rules going on, but like they don't really explain like whatever the war that she talked about 20 years ago. They mention it a couple times. They don't explain it, and they don't explain like why they just don't take over the world or
right. I know.
Why don't they just
live in secret? But yeah, it was a very fascinating premise, and very. Yeah, I found it very interesting, very well written, and I like the animation.
I will say the one thing about Tokyo Ghoul is a very one-sided show.
Okay.
What do you mean by that?
Well, because like you see some of the bad ghouls.
Yeah.
But like they don't really a lot of times concentrate on like they concentrate more on the bad humans than less of the bad ghouls.
Oh, well, I mean, but the thing is, the ghouls are already at a disadvantage because they eat people, so you really got to play up the sympathy.
Yeah, but they have skin that can't be penetrated by metal, and it's tough as rocks.
I meant on the side of like sympathy. Like you're gonna instantly side with the people that aren't eating people, like by default.
I mean, not.
I would. Is this a Thanos thing again? We're like,
don't open up that can of worms. My phone just died, by the way.
We're not throwing out your wrong opinions.
Oh no.
What I'm saying is in the show when they do it and they talk about like ghouls and humans, most of the time they're always kind of siding with the ghoul side. The ghoul side is always kind of like the more good characters versus the humans who have a kind of.
It doesn't go to anything.
It kind of has a good reason for.
I have an iPhone.
You're on your own.
Okay, do you at least have like a dock for a charge?
No.
Okay.
All right, so.
I have a charge on my car, but we'll get to it.
Okay.
Anyways. So, but what were you saying though?
I was saying that they kind of like they concentrate more on like humans being bad towards the ghouls than less of like the ghouls being bad towards humans. Because like a ghoul can kill a human and they'll just move on.
Yeah.
But if a human kills a ghoul, it becomes a whole big thing, and it's kind of like you're one. It's a little bit one sided on that because like you can't just kill a human and not expect them to attack back. Right. You gotta. Kaneki is now hybrid. He should be a little bit more apprehensive.
I mean, so you're saying like there's a double standard with the ghouls?
Yes, like
they're just a bunch of
douches
who are like
the show should be a little bit more like 50-50.
Okay,
like you should be able to. You should watch
but
it
the show's trying to
like,
convince you that like
the humans are the evil ones.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and so because is not the fact.
That's not what I gathered at all from what I watched. But
well, you got to go farther.
Anyways. I would probably like. I'm gonna say I don't know.
Ooh, this can be in the maybe.
Maybe I'm just gonna say no.
Okay.
Because I think it's good. If I ever came around to it, maybe I'll watch it again. But I'm not going to invest my time. I'll say that for now.
Yeah.
But Tokyo Ghoul is pretty awesome, except for the live action movie. Wouldn't recommend that. It's not the same. Live action movies are. I mean, it wasn't bad. but it's still a good anime. I recommend it.
Not only that, but it's very dark.
Some of the stuff we watch is pretty dark.
But hey, on the next one we watched was way more lighthearted, and I thoroughly enjoyed. This one was called Star Outlaw.
Outlaw Star.
Outlaw Star.
No matter how fast they go, danger always manages to catch up.
Outlaw Star
Oh my gosh.
it's the Wild West in space.
I haven't seen this before. This is new
and
to me too.
it's a very gunslingery kind of.
And who picked this?
That was me.
Yeah.
That was Bobby. It was Bobby's surprise. He would have cornered us with Food Wars, but he decided not to.
Well, I wanted to, but then I was like, I don't want Loss's family running in.
Yeah, we're in the middle of my den.
Right.
You don't want them to come in and be like, "What are you guys watching? Food Wars? You want to join us?" And his dad's like, "Sure."
Right. Yeah. They're like, okay. But yeah. So
I really want to try that food.
Okay. But anyways, so yeah. So Outlaw Star was it was set in space. It was very kind of somewhat Star Wars-esque.
In that it was a fun,
Gene is very
Gene,
Han Solo.
Yeah, he's so cool.
He's so cool.
He's such a cool main character. I loved the main. He's such a badass, gunslinging, womanizing, just cool.
He gets laid in the first episode.
Yeah, like twice.
They don't really hold back from it. You're like, and it's anime, so it's like usually nobody gets laid in anime, but he was like, I'm gonna get laid in this.
Yeah,
So for me, the thing that I loved the most was the animation.
Okay, yes, we
so
should
ahead of its
touch
time.
on that. Oh, it's so beautiful.
When did it come out?
It was 96.
Yeah.
It was so precise and smooth and slick.
So good.
It looks so beautiful.
It wasn't quite, but it was
so beautiful.
nearly movie quality at points.
Very true. Yeah, and it reminded me of when I would watch the old WB, Justice League cartoons and how cool the fight scenes looked in that.
This was better.
This was a lot cooler in its choreography with the fights and the sound effects were pristine.
All the guns. I love the attention to details on the guns.
Yes.
When he puts the bullet in and all the little parts move. I was like
the robots that attacked him. They were so cool.
I'm also going to throw this out. The character designs are top notch.
They
Dude,
are.
They're so
they very
wild
much,
and so
they
distinctive.
are, but they're so pretty to look at. I mean, there's no better way to put it. But yeah, I would say I would continue to watch this.
I know this is crazy.
I really would.
And
I know it only has one season, but
yeah, I'll get some flack for this, I'm sure. But to me, this was like all the best parts of Gurren Lagann. And I know it's a very different show, but like kind of the lighthearted tone, the very big homage to a lot of things before it.
Yeah.
And like those that people liked, but like, and like it's kind of dumb, but in a good way. Like it's not taking itself too seriously, is what I mean to say.
Yeah.
Grimdark. But I liked it so much more. I am with you. I have not seen this before, and I'm going to finish it. It's on my list now.
Good.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a very
so it was Bobby's
underrated.
first time to it as well. But yeah,
very
it was,
underrated.
I was getting Trigun flashbacks, and that's my favorite anime of all time.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've only here recently watched the first episode of Outlaw Star, and I am drastically intrigued by the concept. I watched it when I was a kid. Don't remember a whole lot of it, but I'm digging the star tattoo and how he's a devilish ladies' man. This avocado is delicious. Avocados.
I'm glad you're enjoying the avocado.
Yeah, and like Lawson said, it was very well done, and I would totally check it out again.
Yeah.
I would continue to check it out.
All right, so that's 3 you're saying you're going to check out so far, is that right?
Two.
Cabaneri.
Two, Cabaneri
and Outlaw Star.
Okay, for some reason I thought there was no.
One of them, Tokyo Ghoul was about to be a maybe.
That's right.
That might be,
okay,
yeah. But I decided on no.
Yeah, that's fair.
So the last, around the
there's
last
2 more.
One more.
Is that it?
Yeah.
You got Psychopaths, and that's it.
Attention, please. This is the Criminal Investigation Department of the Public Safety Bureau. For your protection, access to this block is currently restricted. Neighborhood residents are required to immediately evacuate this area. Discussions will now proceed. Discussions will now proceed. Discussions will now proceed. Discussions
Yeah, okay, Psychopaths.
So
I'm curious to hear your thoughts on
Psychopaths, I thought it was very interesting.
Yeah.
I thought that the premise was really cool. The the future of it, like the world that they live in, while like they gave you enough but not too much of it, and I thought
they do expand as it goes on.
Yeah,
it gets bigger.
And I thought it was very fascinating. I was very interested and invested in the characters. I'm like, okay, this is really interesting.
Almost not all of them, but at least half of them kind of get an episode dedicated to how they got to where they are too.
Okay, that's awesome. Yeah, because the characters were really colorful. They were really interesting because it's the premise of like, okay, these people are criminals, but they chose to, do this program where they hunt other criminals.
Yeah, the giant setup is that this is a dystopic future. Or dystopic, whatever, future. Yeah. And like they've got these things that read your brainwaves and go, here's the probability that you're going to go do something illegal.
Right.
And based on how probable this system thinks you are branded a criminal. Even if you haven't done anything, even if you thought, man, I really wish I could rob that store, but I'm not going to.
I'm going to help out people real quick. If you haven't seen it, which you should, it's Minority Report without the precogs.
Yeah, actually, that's,
okay.
It's it.
But it's that's basically it. And so the first episode they chasing this guy down, and because they found that he might be a criminal. And the big twist in this episode is that his victim is so traumatized that she gets branded a potential criminal.
Wow.
They had to talk down.
Well, because they're not supposed to talk her down. They're just supposed to execute her on the spot in very gory fashion.
And that's why I say wow, because it's like, that's just so messed up.
Oh, yeah.
That's so messed up that like the gun's like, kill him. And they're like, oh, okay. They just blindly fall.
Except for Akane.
Except for her, which was cool. It's like, okay, no, I've got a head on my shoulders. This is not okay.
I don't like her design.
They intentionally made her as a concession, basically, to be cute.
No, I don't think she's cute. She has like weird bug eyes.
The giant eyes are supposed to be an anime moe concession.
Huh.
Okay.
Yeah. Interesting.
I like Akane for things that, like that whole head on her shoulders thing. It is really great to see how that evolves throughout the show. Mm-hmm. She really has an interesting arc from being like, she's very nervous, but I've got to stick to my morals, but I'm uncertain of where my place is in this world. By the end of it, she like knows who she is, and it's really cool to see the change.
That's amazing.
Psychopaths is a rad dope show, Jacob. I know you like this one because someone told me that you liked it even before your review. I hadn't even heard it yet, and I know you're going to like it. It's going to be that good.
And, I thought it was very fascinating, and I was almost going to say I wouldn't continue to watch it, but yeah, I totally continue to watch it.
It's worth it. It's short, too, because there's one season, and it's 20 episodes or so, and then the second season, it's only 12, and there's a movie, and that's all they've done so far.
Okay.
And
all right, wow.
The second season's better than the first.
Second season. Don't okay. I'll take your word for it. But yeah,
so that's 3 out of 7 that you're probably going to continue,
which is good.
That's good.
I mean, we got one.
It's pretty solid.
We got one from each. So.
Actually, that's interesting. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
Outlaw Star, Psychopaths, and Kabanari, and that's
really?
Jesse did Kabanari.
Okay,
and that's funny.
That's perfect.
That worked out well.
That
Jesse,
is
what do you think about that?
Perfect. Holy. Okay.
I should have just changed out Yu Yu Haka for Trigun, and you would have been like.
I don't know, because Trigun and Outlaw, he may have picked one over the other.
I don't know. But I'm glad I was Outlaw.
We didn't discuss it. Trigun's animation's better than. I mean, not Outlaws is better than Trigun's. The animation.
Trigun's. If you ever like this, if you ever get into some of the differences in anime, there's more where this came from. We just picked 7 that you thought.
Gotcha. And I will say that and I love it when this happens. It's like my mind has been kind of changed a little bit.
Yeah, that's cool.
In the sense that okay, there are still things about anime that frustrates me. That's probably not going to change, but I do see how okay, we're a community of people who looks past these and accepts these isms as part of the charm of this medium.
Sometimes you kind of get like Stockholm syndrome. They kind of become endearing.
And I say the same thing.
Sometimes
I say the same thing with comic books and superhero movies.
Yeah,
I do because it's like people want to point out. It's like, oh, that's kind of dumb. But why do superheroes always do this? Because that's what superheroes do. That's how the stories go down.
Yeah,
that's just what they do.
But as you go on, you're gonna learn about different anime types.
Right, and
avoid the stuff you don't like.
I'm one of the guys who kind of watches everything. Well, no, I wouldn't say watch everything. I don't watch the Moe crap because it freaks me out too much. But I can sit there and again, I can watch Food Wars as it is and enjoy it.
Right.
Or I can sit there and watch High School of the Dead and be like, well, that's not the way that works, but that's funny to watch.
When you get down to it, it's like, I just was kind of repulsed by what I saw on the surface. All these weebs, I'm just like,
There's some weird stuff.
I'm gonna also throw, we gave you some of the best.
You did,
and that's
the
thing.
I love that.
And School Life.
Anime is like, we gave you some of the best, and then you got to remember, there's a lot of crap out.
Well, that's true of all television. Think of just television. And
right.
How much
but I mean,
the best.
Right.
Like, if you were to go to Netflix and say like, here's the best Netflix shows.
That's so true.
Because
like,
how much crap there is.
Well, yeah, and that's the thing. My mom and or my dad and my stepmom, they gave up on Netflix for that reason. I'm like, guys, there's good stuff on Netflix.
You just gotta dig.
You just gotta dig. I keep telling them, but of course, like they're older. It's like, why would they? But still, I'm like,
the other thing is here's the problem with anime fans in general.
Yeah,
you either love it with the passion,
yes,
or you hate it with the passion. and that's the thing that sucks about extreme. It. Because you got some fans who just love everything.
Right.
That's all they watch is anime. So that's all
and that's my thing too. It's like the behavior of the fandoms. It's like I feel like
I just don't talk to them.
They don't. Yeah, I heard this one guy say. Because I talked about the weebs, and he's like, "Oh yeah, those guys are, certain word," and it goes to show. It's like, I'm a Star Wars fan, but of course there's those jerks who make people delete their accounts, and you can say the same thing for comic book fans. It's like, there's a love and a passion for this, for these things, and what's going on with you, Bobby?
You said comic book fans. I'm waiting for you to go on, and then I tell you you're wrong. Comic book fans are, they're ridiculous.
Oh, no, I wasn't denying that. I was just...
Yeah, they go trying to make it over too far.
I was trying to make a point in general.
He was saying he was going to fight you on it, and then he was like, no, I'm not going to fight you.
Yeah, it's not really,
I wasn't...
Well, let's fight over race for a character when it doesn't matter.
Oh, my gosh, yeah.
I mean, we could talk about that, but that's not this episode.
So, though, I want to know... Worst to best, then. Although we do know your best.
Yeah. Well, again, my phone died.
Well, yeah, but you remember them?
I do. I want to say I do.
Worst is clearly School Life.
Well, actually, it was ranked from best to worst.
Oh,
is what happened.
Is what you banked.
So best, of course, Iron Fortress.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
And then, what was after that?
So the other two you watched were Outlaw Star and Psycho Pass.
Right. Yeah, and next would be Outlaw Star.
Right.
Psycho Pass. Tokyo Ghoul.
Is that one you almost said yes to? But
yes. Hero Aka.
Yu.
And then School
Life.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's about what I expected.
Okay, you feel me? Yeah. Okay, so
I will say I threw in School Life not because but I just wanted to make the podcast where
it was funny. It was funny. I totally get. I probably would have done the same.
It's a very, very, very long joke.
It is a long joke,
and there's so many layers to that joke too. Because we're sitting here going,
"Oh, my favorite part was when you guys said." My favorite part is when he said she's gonna take that shovel and kill someone. That
was me.
So much
it was
better.
like that period of moment where
going,
she was like,
"What's up with her shovel? She carries it around like it's a sword."
Yeah, like she's part of the horde.
Yeah, you're right. You sick bastard.
like we're watching
Sly Dog.
Because now we can just continue talking about School Life. Like, why are they blushing so much?
It's just an art decision.
No, it's not. There's plenty of people not blushing.
Bobby. They are blushing around each other, but it's within the context of the fact that she's delusional, as revealed by the crazy ending. That's your answer.
She's blushing.
That's exactly
got a fever
because everybody's too whimsically happy.
She's got a fever. Maybe that's just
everyone's all giggly.
But there's times where they're not blushing.
No, okay. Did you notice? Because the only characters that weren't blushing were the ones that weren't real.
True.
Yeah,
true.
But there's scenes where one of the characters who is there, she stopped blushing.
Nope.
Yes.
What? Only for times where they're showing their default is blushing. But the characters that weren't real don't blush.
I'm telling you, the characters who are real, there was some points in time during it, they stopped blushing
very briefly to convey another emotion. Like
it doesn't
shock or
matter.
something.
It doesn't matter. Like it's weird. It was and like I don't care about the whole Yuri thing. It's fine, but it's really weird to do it with those girls. It's freaky.
Like I'm not comfortable with that.
I mean, it wasn't comfortable. I'll say that.
I agree. It made me uncomfortable, and to me, that added to like the fact that this is an uncomfortable horror, like psychological experience.
Right.
Not really.
It's all part.
It did.
It's all part of the package.
It
basically,
is a weird joke that went for a long time.
It was a weird joke.
Like,
I don't deny that.
You're just like, what can we put into this joke that would make people more uncomfortable?
Yeah, that's the point. That's why I love it
You
so
were
much.
telling the aristocrat joke with anime.
We're the aristocrat. Yeah. Thank you for that reference, Bobby.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
We're not going to explain what the aristocrat joke
No, we're
is.
not. We're just going to let that Google search do the job.
Or what the David Carradine reference early was.
Oh my god.
But anyway, so I am happy to have had. I even got something new because Lucky Star for me was new.
Outlaw.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, Lucky Star.
Yeah.
So,
I think there is an anime called
I don't
Lucky
know.
Star.
Well,
so don't.
I think that's another Moe Blob show actually.
Do we want to?
But Outlaw Star.
But do we want to do like conclusive statements now, or I don't know if we're feeling
Sure.
we're in the end. But I just want to say that I feel like I now realize why people adore this so much.
Yeah.
And like I see the good animes that are out there, the creative stories, and the amazingly colorful, well-written characters. So
Yeah.
props.
Yeah.
Credit where it's due.
Already liked anime, just not school life. Even though
This was
I
not
did,
cool.
I did recommend that we watch School Days' last episode, but
But it was the first episode, Palooza. So
yeah, so
But there is. I think it'll be fun because I don't think you're ever, and I don't think you need to be. I don't think you ever be the guy that's like, I gotta watch everything that's new.
Right.
That's
Just realize the good parts of this
That's
medium.
not me either. So what I actually do is I almost never watch anything that's not. There are exceptions, but I almost never watch anything that isn't 2 years old because I kind of wait till people have decided what's good and then I check it out.
Right.
Because I don't like watching. I don't like sifting through all the crap myself. I like people.
You filter it out by.
Yeah, and I think you've got some friends that are weebs that can. If you get to the end of this and decide, you know what, I want another show that I think is good.
Right.
There's enough of that are pretty solidly high quality that at the rate, because you will watch them slowly if you watch them. At the rate you watch them, you almost never have something that's of pretty darned high quality to watch. Just because there's years to go back through. Like we keep referencing Trigun that didn't even make it in here, and that's my favorite anime of all time. So not everything will hit.
Sure.
But I think it's cool to just see that there's a new section of media that is completely unexplored that is there now, and I think that's pretty cool.
And Netflix is constantly buying more anime,
and
I mean they're not good, but
no, hey, Violet Evergarden is a gem.
Well, Violet Evergarden was created before Netflix bought them.
Yeah,
and
all of them. Netflix isn't actually animating anything itself.
Devil May Cry Baby they bought to get made. I think it was like the sword animation, and then that the
beginning.
The B. I tried watching that. I was like, I don't care about anybody in this anime. Like it's not interesting.
It's hit or miss. But
yeah.
Right. But yeah, lesson learned. I'm like, you know what? There really is some good stuff.
Yeah.
Well, Jesse, final comments on this.
Bobby, this is like the one time you can't respond to me saying things. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to say something nice.
You stupid again, man.
Gosh!
I miss you, pal.
Aww.
Don't get upset. Don't get upset. Thank you for showing me Iron Fortress of the Cabaneri. It was freaking awesome, dude. Thank you for showing me that show. That's why I recommended it, because it was dope.
Jeez.
Lay off.
Just...
I want to make it feel bad.
Do it. I love it. He's having a rough day. He's feeling a little not here. He's not all there right now.
Okay. You are a jerk. You are. Jesse's probably gonna laugh at that, but God, you're a jerk. I hate you.
Let's call it that.
I hate you. Okay. So, yeah, this was Voice got croaky there. Yeah. But yeah, this was very eye-opening. I really, really, really thoroughly enjoyed this experience. And I can't wait to see what more stuff is out there.
Yeah.
I hope you weebs will forgive me if you're listening.
As long as you give a sacrifice to the goddess Haruhi, you're good with the weebs.
Of course.
Haruhi.
Yeah, this is this is Geekisodes signing out. No Cthulhu.
All right.
How do I stop it? How do I stop it?
Healthy food to eat, clean bottled water, high quality personal hygiene products, as well as pharmaceutical drugs that ensure a healthy lifestyle is made possible through modern packaging protection. Onfilioli Engineering provides dedicated solutions in 6 market sectors: food and beverage, all industrial needs, stainless steel, all industrial needs, stainless steel, all industrial needs. With experienced engineers and technicians, focus on finding world-class solutions to clients' unique applications. Service and support teams assist customers from the beginning of the project throughout the entire life cycle of the equipment. Tasi Group, world-class, worldwide.